Hi everyone, it's Simon Kinnick here at weatherweb.net. Thanks again for watching. It is Friday the 26th of September and this is your look ahead video. The Japanese have released their latest month ahead forecast, and this really is a lesson in the fickle nature of weather forecasting. This is the 28-day mean chart of 500 millibar heights from last week. Okay, so this is taking us forwards into around about the middle part of October. And look, deep trough forecast through the UK, ridge off towards the east. That trough, yes, admittedly out towards the west, with the ridge always towards the east. So always the most unsettled conditions in more western areas. That was last week's chart. Just look at this week's prediction. So this is the forecast for the next 28 days. And this is going forwards then towards the 24th of September. And, well, you can just see the difference here. Look, what a difference a week makes. This is now showing us ridge of high pressure over the UK. Look, here it is. Trough out towards the east. Yeah, the trough's still there, but it's shifted further towards the west. Less of a ridge out towards the east here. Everything basically is retrograded back through more western areas, and that really sums up the difficulty of longer range forecasting that we've experienced over the last few weeks, in fact for a couple of months now. And as if to emphasise this, this was last week's forecast, so this was valid for the coming week. Okay, and look, deep trough through the UK, unsettled, or autumn on its way. Remember me telling you about that autumn going to arrive? And it's gone. This is the forecast from this week, so this is forwards for the next 7 days, taking us up to the 1st of October, no, taking us up to the 2nd of October. And look, complete difference. There's the trough that it saw, but there's the ridge, look, over the UK. Now, it's really rare, actually, for the JMA to trip up like this, but big differences. I mean, basically, it's trying to build the high back in and saying, well, look, guys, that's going to be in. It's going to stay there for some time. And on the week 2 forecast, this is going from the 3rd of October through to the 9th of October. And again, look, ridge is still there. There's the trough up towards the north. Here's the ridge, higher than normal heights, low than normal there. It does bring in more of a westerly flow. So there are indications of the flow tending to become more westerly. We lose the definite high, but certainly the height's higher than normal. And there are indications for trough down here again off western parts of Portugal. So probably what you'd find is high pressure up here, low pressure here. And the pressure pattern probably kind of doing a flow something like that. So we do get this low down here across western parts of Portugal, Iberia, southern parts of France, which is where the rain's going to be. It may well nip into southern parts of England, but I think for most it looks like that week is staying dry as well, particularly across more northern areas according to the JMA. And then going forwards from the 10th for 2 weeks forward to the 24th, this one then picks up on the ridge going back towards the west. Here's that trough that we saw off towards the west of Portugal. Ridge out here again, and it tries to have a trough of sorts across Scandinavia. So it's kind of trying to do sort of that sort of pattern with some sort of trough down here. But it basically brings cooler northeasterly winds through the UK, tries to pump up some rain across southwestern areas, so southwest Scotland into the southwestern parts of the UK. It effectively splits the ridge, puts that trough down close to the country, perhaps emphasising those showers across the southeast and the south, but essentially it tries to keep the high in, tries to keep dry conditions going, although it would be cooler given this flow, but still staying with these dry conditions. Now remember that pattern, because what's interesting, you then look at the CFS forecast of the MJO for the next 30 days, and around about the 7th of October, it brings us look out into phase 6, so taking us into phase 6 into the middle of the month. And what's fascinating is that if you look at what phase 6 is, that's the usual pattern. Higher than normal heights off towards the west, trough off towards the east, that sort of pattern coming through. But look at this elongation of the trough as well, affecting southeastern parts of England. Remember what I told you a few moments ago? That elongation is there and is in place. So if we do get that pattern kicking off in the final 14-day period, then certainly there is a big comparison between that and the way the MJO takes us. Now, after that, the MJO slips into phase 7, and this is phase 7 in October. Look, high pressure building back in, trough to the west, ridge across the UK, trough to the east, brings us a flow something like that, an easterly flow, but basically it's dominated by high pressure. And that phase 7 is dominating on the CFS from around about the 17th, 18th time through to the end of the month. So taking it through to the 25th, it tries to bring in that high. So certainly emphasis is on that ridge building back in, the high coming in, the dry weather, but showers across the southeast possibly around that middle part of the month as the phase 6 just sees that trough extending back in. So high pressure all the way, according to the forecast this morning. But of course, anything could change, as we've just seen from the JMA and CFS. Private clients, I'm going to be working on some information for you as well, how this impacts on winter, and getting you up to date with the winter forecast as well. If you want more information about becoming a private client, just use the contact form at the top of the page here. But for now, whatever you're doing, have a fantastic day. Thanks again for watching, and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.